You know, as songwriters, we often have lines that are just sitting in our head. We've been thinking about them for a long time. Maybe we heard them somewhere and we jotted them down. By the way, it's a really good thing. Always have a notepad handy or a recorder so that when you hear interesting things, somebody might say something, you might say something yourself. Make a note of that. Keep it in a book, maybe a nice bound book, something that you really value. And then you can thumb through those pages and extract ideas when you want to write a song. But what about that one thing that's just hooked in your mind? You've had that line, it's in there over and over. That's where we get the term hook from that we often use for a chorus, because it's the thing that hooks you into a song. So maybe you've got the line in your head and you need to develop a story and an entire song around it. So pick something like that. Take one of those lines that you have. I'm going to take one that's been rattling around my head and put it on a blank sheet of paper. So let's do that right now. For me, the line that comes to mind is what you want, what you need, you won't find in anyone like you'll find in me. Can't remember where that came from, but I know it's been in there for a while. So what you want, what you need, you won't find in anyone. I'm going to go to the next line here. I'm going to run out of space. Like you'll find in me. So go ahead and write down your line at the top of a blank sheet of paper. Now, I don't know, why has this line been sticking around in my head? Well, I relate to the concept, you know, of that what somebody wants or what they need. Hey, it's right here in me. But I think there's also a poetic aspect to this line. What you want, what you need, you won't find in anyone like you'll find in me. Me and need they're not perfect rhymes, but they're similar enough where the line has a rhythm to it and a little bit of poetry to it. So what you want, what you need, you won't find in anyone like you'll find in me. This is my starting point, okay? This is the line that's been in my head for a while, and now I've got to write a song around it. Where am I going to go from here? I'm going to take this line, try and put it to some music. Maybe I've got some chord progressions that I've been noodling around with, and establish the hook, the chorus of my song. And at that point, we can develop the rest of it around that. But right now, we're going to focus on developing this line. So I might just pick some chords that I like. Nothing complicated, maybe something right out of a progressions course, or maybe borrowed from a cover song that I like. Maybe it's just some leftover chords from other songs that I've written that I've never known what to do with. But I think I know what's going to work with this. It's kind of uplifting. And I'm just going to pick basic chords that I like. Start off with a minor chord. I like that transition. Again, not too much movement. I'm leaving my third finger down, and the less physical movement that I have often leads to the smoother chord change, common tones. I'm going to go right from this G to my C add 9. Now you pick your own chords and your own chord progression. Again, I like this because not a lot of movement, a lot of common tones. The advantage of common tones is it gives me more opportunity with my melody. So I've got this line, what you want, what you need, you won't find in anyone like you'll find in me. Now, it just works. What you want, what you need, you won't find in anyone like you'll find in me. I like the way that sounds. What you want, what you need, you won't find in anyone like you'll find in me. So you've got your line, you've got your chords. They seem to work well, but we've got to develop this. We've got to build a chorus, an entire hook around here. So what you want, what you need, You won't find in anyone like you'll find in me. I'm going to emphasize it again. What you want, what you need. To expand on the line, let's see, you won't find in anyone like you find in me. I guess it assumes that if you haven't found something, well, you must have been looking. That's why you didn't find it. So maybe I'll repeat that. What you want, what you need. But instead of saying you won't find anyone, I'm going to say what you want, what you need. You've been looking everywhere, right? Because if they haven't found it, they've been looking. You've been looking everywhere, but if you can't find something, then you can't see it. But you can't see, and I'm going to use the word see instead of find because need, me, see. It keeps that rhyme scheme kind of poetic. See what I've got here? What you want, what you need, you won't find anyone like you'll find in me. What you want, what you need, you've been looking everywhere, but you can't see is what I want to say here. So let me fix that. Sometimes when you're writing and you have those ideas, you miss words. So there you go. So let's see what I've got. Same chord progression. What you want, what you need, you won't find in anyone like you'll find in me. What you want, what you need, you've been looking everywhere, but you can't see. Now I gotta somehow get out of here. I think I've made my point. Although, you know, there's something about saying things 3 times. What you want, what you need. You ever notice, you know, when you were a kid and you got in trouble? Let's see, talking and writing here. What you want, what you need. Whenever you get in trouble, everybody says, their parents would all say, go to your room, go to your room, go to your room. 3 times. We even learned this in improvisation. You know, you make your point 3 times. There's something very magical about the number 3 in order to create emphasis. So that's what I've got here. I've got that once, twice, 3 times. What you want, what you need, what you want, what you need, what you want, what you need. Making that point, but I'm changing the second line in each of those. So let's see, the first time I've got, I play it. What you want, what you need, you won't find in anyone like you'll find in me. Okay, so that was my starting line. That was the one that's been rattling around in my head. Now I've developed it. What you want, what you need, you've been looking everywhere, but you can't see. Okay, now I'm going to say it a 3rd time. What you want, well, I want to say it fast. What you want, what you need. I like this can't you see. I'm going to add something here. What you want, can't you see? Because I'm frustrated that this person can't see what I'm saying. What you want, can't you see what you need? Well, going back to my first line, you won't find it in anyone like you'll find in me. Well, I'm saying it's in me. What you want, can't you see what you need? It's inside of me. And that leads me, I like that, it's inside of me. That leads me to what I think will work well for the title of this song. Inside of me. A little messy, but messy's good. That's how we can craft our song, is by just scratching things out and working it out inside of me. So that's what we have. We started with this idea, the hook that was ringing in my head. I've developed it into what I feel is an effective hook, made my statement 3 times, and I've even come up with my title. So when you're working on your song with your blank page, and first thing you do, write that hook that's been going on in your head and develop it. If it's that strong that it's been rattling in your head and you've just got to put it down on paper, use it. Don't be afraid to repeat it. Like I repeated mine 3 times just in this short section to really drive the point home. It's a really good technique. All right, so I've got it here, and I'm going to play through this and see how it sounds and what else do I need to do. So here we go. What you want, what you need, you won't find in anyone like you'll find in me. What you want, what you need, looking everywhere, but you can't see what you want. Can't you see what you need? It's inside of me. So that works for me. There's some things that I really like about it. Maybe we'll work more on it melodically. Couple of things, I'm repeating it 3 times, so we know that that's effective. But how about what you want? That's my first. What you need. So I'm making the last line a higher pitch in the melody, the last word of each phrase. What you want, what you need, you won't find in anyone like you'll find in me. So what you want, what you need, you won't find. Again, it's the 3 theory of just pushing the emphasis of what I'm trying to say to this person. What you want, what you need, you won't find in anyone like you'll find in me. I'm saying again, what you want, same thing. What you need, you've been looking everywhere, but you can't see. On the 3rd time, I've almost, it sounds melodically like I've almost given up. It's like, hey, if you're not getting it by now, I don't know what else I could do. So I'm basically, what you want, can't you see what you need? It's inside of me. So you can see how the melody development of that is really effective. If I use the exact same melodic line for every one of these phrases within each line, it would be kind of boring and it wouldn't be effectively using it. But by changing the pitch of that, making this one higher than that, making this one higher than that, it just starts to become more and more effective. I'm pushing my point further and further. And then with the repeating the main idea 3 times, really driving it home. That's how important this line is to me because it's been rattling around in my head for a long time. So I'm going to make sure that I'm as effective as I possibly can be in this hook, both in terms of how many times I say it and how I allow the melody to really emphasize the most important parts of it. So this is what I want you to consider. On your blank page, you're going to take that idea that you've had in your mind and you're going to develop it. And if it's been in there for a long time, do it justice. Make sure that you drive your point home using these melodic techniques and the repetition techniques to make a really, really strong hook. So go ahead and do that. Check that off your list, and then we'll move on and develop our story.